Awesome.
Now welcome.
Now welcome to the Kaotic Night Network. We are here for our only show this week because there's this event going on in Indiana that we're traveling to. You might have heard of it. It's called Gen Con, and it is one of the largest gaming conventions in the U.S., if not the largest. They're estimating,
It is the largest.
Okay, they're estimating over 65,000 people this year. And it starts on Thursday. We live a very good distance from Indiana, so we have to take some time to get there. But so this is it this week. Just KNN is tonight, and we're going to be talking strangely about Gen Con a bit.
It's exciting. I've only been to the one on the West Coast when they did the double.
Yeah, the con split for a while, and then they brought it back together in kind of the Midwest central part. I mean, it makes sense to me that the Midwest is where the con is, since that is where Dungeons and Dragons was born, is Wisconsin.
That's fine.
And Palladium Games
Wisconsin.
and things. Yeah.
We're not going to Wisconsin.
Well, that's what it used to be. It used to be in Milwaukee.
Okay. That's good. I wouldn't go.
Oh, I love Milwaukee.
Anyway,
Anyway,
from that area.
this will be my 8th Gen Con. So I'm pretty excited to go. I don't go every year. I've been going about every other year. We're trying to change it. I'd like to make it an annual event to go to the con.
Well, if you get famous on this thing, you have to go.
Yes, then that does make it.
We're not there yet, but we're going anyway.
I'm excited though. Anything you're excited about Gen Con in particular? Product reveals or
probably like seeing the new product, and like I went to Gamma, which is cool for real retailers and distributors and those kind of things, and that was a lot of fun. But there was like nothing there that you could like take home. I mean, they weren't selling anything, and so
yeah, it's like showing off.
I'm more like that.
You want to have something you can take.
Yeah,
and Gen Con is that. I mean, you do that as any other customer would. You just go there and you can buy things and check out new things, and they'll have new things on display. They'll have display cases set up with painted models or books or whatever.
Yeah, and they had that at Gamma, but Pathfinder.
Yes,
I'm excited about that.
Pathfinder Second Edition. Pathfinder Second Edition is going to be in stores Thursday. So this week, 2 days out, Gen Con begins. Your LGS should be carrying it. We'll have it at ours. And but yes, Pathfinder 2 is going to be here. I was talking to some guys today before the store even opened about Pathfinder Second Edition, just how excited we both were about like what's going to be coming out of this. Like it's from what we saw in the beta test. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see the changes, what was finalized, what made it into the final cut. They are releasing the core rulebook in a normal and a limited edition with a different cover. A bestiary book as well, so the bestiary comes out the same day. Same thing with a limited edition. They're putting out a GM screen, character sheets, a combat pad, which I haven't seen what it is, but their accessories are always really good from Paizo Publishing.
I haven't checked that out.
And then, of course, they're putting out a flip mat for and 2 adventures. One is a standalone adventure, and one is part of an adventure path. And if you're not familiar with Paizo's adventure paths, like in my opinion, it's kind of their real claim to fame is they write these amazing adventures that are full campaigns. They're usually 6 books, and they'll take your characters usually from like level 1 to level 15 in the previous edition of the game. And so they're doing their first adventure path in this edition, and I'm grabbing that for sure. I think it's called Hell Knight Hill, is what it is. And I'm a huge fan of their world. Galarian is like a fantastic world that they've built for Pathfinder, and I'm really excited about this edition. So I think, I mean, I've been talking to Bad X Ash, who runs RPG Out of the Box, and we might put something together, even though they're not planning a starter box for this edition of the game.
Yeah, but you could run one of those adventures.
But I think the first adventure we might do as in lieu of a starter box is do something like that. And Paizo has been nice enough actually to talk about maybe sending us a copy of it to be able to do that with.
That'd be awesome.
Some materials to start with. So thanks Paizo for getting back to us too. And they're just a great company. They put out fantastic products. I've been a fan of Pathfinder, and I'm looking forward to what second edition is going to bring. And I think it's going to bring many, many more years of happy gaming with this one.
Yeah, we might have to do something with Immersion RPG.
We might when that one ends. We'll see what comes around there.
So excited about that. I don't know Warcry, but we got that in store today, so that was.
Yeah, we can't do anything.
We
with
can't
it really
sell
till
anything.
Saturday.
I know, but we're store owners. We can look at it.
We can look at it.
And so that was cool enough for me.
So yeah, Warcry we're messing around with. That's Games Workshop's big new game drops this Saturday. That kind of surprised me because normally GW doesn't correspond releases with Gen Con. It's not really their con. Gen Con's more role-playing.
So maybe they'll
games.
do something at Gen Con.
I'm hoping. Maybe we'll see some cool Warcry stuff. And I know they have Warcry tournaments going on. So paint your stuff, bring it with. Okay, I'll paint my stuff and bring it with.
Okay, I gotta pack that. I've already packed.
We got iron
My
golems
suitcase
ready to
is
go.
ready.
They're all painted. I have not packed at all.
They'll have stuff to play with there.
Maybe.
Well, maybe they don't do that at Gen Con?
Depends. If you're going to a tournament, you got to bring your own stuff. So.
Whew.
Anyway,
Check that out.
the Cypher Lords dropped this week. One of the extra warbands. We were wrong on the price too. We were saying $35, $40. They're $50 box sets. So I mean, $50 for 8 to 10 models for a warband. That's still not a bad price per model when you break it down.
You get a lot of cards too. They give all the language cards. I think that's probably part of that price point. But,
Yep. Well, if you factor in that the faction cards by themselves are $8, so you figure it's a $42 box then with the cards in it. Great sculpts though. The Cypher Lords look fantastic. I mean, aesthetically, it's one of the warbands I want. I don't know if I want to play them or not, but I do want to build and paint a warband of them just because they look cool. And so
they're a movie.
And then we got all the faction cards for the other factions as well this week. We got the battle plan cards to be able to build it. I noticed they didn't come with terrain setup cards with the battle plan cards. So you get your twist cards, you get your deployment cards, and you get your mission cards, like how you win, but you don't get how to set up the terrain.
I bet you have to buy the terrain boxes for that.
Right. So there's a terrain box. The corpse wreath.
Well, aren't they doing one
Mausoleum?
That's the same? Aren't they doing also one that's the same that's in the starter box?
No,
or no?
not this week.
So to get that terrain box,
Yes.
you've got to buy it.
Now I want to say this. So the terrain set is $90. Okay. The warbands are $50 each. The core rule book is 40, and then the battle plan cards are 18. So add all that together, and that's what you'd be paying basically a piecemeal out a starter box. So the starter box is a good value still.
Yeah.
Starter boxes are going to be out there. They're $170. We've had a chance to play a few games already. Games already hugely popular in our LGS. People are really looking forward to the
release. I've played like 9 games.
I'm kind of bummed we're going to be gone for the release of it in our own store.
I am bummed about
that. That is the only thing I'm like really sad about with the Gen Con thing. And then we got Shadowrun 6th edition dropping too. I'm excited to see that. I love the Shadowrun crew. I love Catalyst Games crew. They're awesome people. I'm looking forward to seeing them again this year. We got that dropping, and then
hopefully Privateer Press is there.
Oh yeah,
to be honest, I'm
Privateer,
excited.
Privateer
I'm
always
excited to meet
has
Matt over there at Privateer. He said he's going to be there, so I think that's fun for me too to get. And I'm going to say it, to look at Monster Apocalypse, to take a look at that and look at it more heavily. They had it at Gamma, and I didn't take a look, and that's
I think they're doing a lot with War Machine and Hordes at this Gen Con.
That'll be exciting too, because the Infernals drop.
Right.
Yeah, the Infernals are dropping.
And the new theme list they've been messing with too. I think they're going to be doing more.
Yeah, Oblivion. I think it's called Oblivion. That releases end of August, 1st of September.
Something like that. But I think they have some teasers and they have some previews of it there.
That'll be fun.
Gen Con's just always exciting. I mean, if you're a gamer and you've never been to Gen Con, go to Gen Con. It is an experience. It is gaming like 24 hours a day for almost 4 full days. It kicks off on Wednesday night. Technically, they have like a big usually like a street concert. They have local bands or bands they bring in. They have a beer garden set up. They have food vendors out there all over the place, and you just get to hang out with other people who love the same kinds of hobbies that you love. And there's just something really cool about that, about being around that many gamers and just watching them invade Indianapolis. And yeah, it's an experience. And for me, I love going back to the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest originally. I miss the humidity. Montana, where we live, is a very dry state in my opinion. So Denactum is not a fan of the humidity. So you may find him melting on a sidewalk.
I'll be in. I won't be at the beer garden. It's outside.
But other than that, we got some Magic spoils this week, right?
You know, there wasn't necessarily spoils, but they did release, because we don't see the cards. The next set has been announced, and we're getting all the pre-order stuff and all that information now. For that, it's the Throne of Eldraine. I believe that's how you pronounce it, and it looks really cool. So that's what I'll say about this. So there's no spoiler cards yet. We have seen some of the art. And whatnot. You can kind of find that online, but it is going to be a throwback to like the Knights of the Round Table, Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and all of that time, and a combination with that of Grimm's fairy tales. And I just looking at the art,
That sounds cool.
it just sounds amazing, like what Magic should be, in my opinion. But it hopefully promises to be really good, and hopefully will bring some more players back into the
Right.
Magic card game. But
those are great themes too, and if you can
they're great
incorporate it
themes,
well,
yeah.
then I can see that.
and fit together. And again, some of that art was just really cool to take a look at and be able to see. And maybe they'll have something. I don't know. I'm sure Magic's represented at Gen Con.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Gen Con's kind of Wizards Con.
Oh, is it what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we'll go there and hope maybe see something. I doubt they have much because it releases on October 4th. So we'll be probably seeing previews month and a half. We'll start seeing some.
Yeah, I bet we'll see more artwork there.
That'd be great.
I mean, one of the things I love about jumping back here, going to Gen Con is like I love meeting the artists who help bring these worlds alive, who help just craft all this for us
and get it signed.
I do. I mean, I have a bunch of signed artwork at home. It's all hanging up. My wife is awesomely cool with all of it. In fact, she picked out a whole bunch of it. I always tell people if there's artwork of scantily clad fantasy women on the wall, it's probably stuff she picked out, not me actually. But we have some really cool stuff. Everything is signed by the artist. And I like supporting the artists directly who make this stuff for us as well. You know, it's just I'm a big fan of that. Same with music and everything as well. I love to support the artists directly, buying from their sites rather than from the bigger vendors and whatnot. But you know, Wayne Reynolds is going to be there this year because he does all the Pathfinder hardcover covers, and he is one of my favorite fantasy artists. And he's going to be there. Yeah, he's going to be there. He's I think he's from England or Wales, somewhere in the British Isles there, and he's coming over because it's the release of second edition. So he'll definitely be there for that. And I'm looking forward to meeting him again.
That'll be exciting.
I have a piece of his art hanging on the wall that is signed by him, but I didn't buy it myself. So it's just something about getting it in person and having him sign it, personalize it is always fun. And I'm an old school gamer, so I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the old school gamer designers and stuff, like Larry Elmore, one of the artists, Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman, Laura Hickman. I don't know if R.A. Salvatore is going to be there, but I'm hoping to see him there. And then like Phil Folio attends Gen Con frequently. He used to do a comic called What's New that kind of poked fun at D&D in the community and stuff, and Magic later as well. And awesome guy, great artist, does some really fun stuff. So it's just kind of fun to go and see the old kind of alumni of role-playing games. So it's an experience, and I've been to different cons too, but nothing tops Gen Con that I've been to so far. Now Dragon Con's one I haven't been to yet. I'm told Dragon Con's pretty wild too. So
I'm gonna have to start going to cons. Maybe we'll have to start doing shows on cons or something.
We might have to, and at some point down the road, we have this vision of
doing our own con.
Doing our own con, just not in August.
No, October maybe. It'll happen. Stay tuned.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. We've also in the store been playing, and just kind of a shout out and a talk about real quick, L5R.
Yes.
Legend of the Five Rings role-playing game.
Yep.
It's new. It's not brand new. It's been out for a little bit. Yeah, it's the new edition, and it's
Fantasy Flight's game has its own proprietary system, uses its own unique dice, and yeah, it's very heavily like samurai themed.
Yes.
It's not the kind of system you're going to pull out and use for anything else, I don't think.
No.
Like, it's really built around the theme of the game.
And it has to be, and it's kind of based, I think, or maybe it's vice versa, on the card game that's come out, which is also very fun. If you get a chance to check that out, the card game is phenomenal. It's very deep though, so be prepared for that. It's not Magic. It's not, and it's a living card game, so
It's not a collectible. It's not. The cards don't have rarities. If you buy a pack, you know exactly what cards come in that pack.
Yep. And then you build, and you have like 2 decks, and
but you do build and play against.
Yeah, we'll have to play a game. You have honor involved, and there's like 3 different ways to win, and those kind of things. And it's pretty solid. But we hadn't mentioned that before. I thought we'd throw that in there because we are in the role playing game, and then I play the card game as often as I can squeeze in. We got a lot of games on the docket, but I play a lot with Cole. And I don't win very often, but it is still a ton of fun, and just kind of a shout out to that on FFG and
yeah, Fantasy
and
Flight
that
Games.
game.
They do good
So,
stuff. I mean,
that game's really good.
Yeah.
On both ends. I love the role play game too, and it's different. That's what I like about it. The dice system is proprietary, kind of like Genesis, but different than that.
when you get combat in L5R in the RPG, you feel like you're in a samurai film.
Right.
Like it's not. And this is like no slam on it, but it's not like D&D where you're like, okay, you get hit, you take this many hit points. You get hit, you take this many hit points. It is more, like I hit him, he's dead. Like it's very lethal. Yep.
And you have opportunity and advantage, those kind of things, and I like that.
Yeah, there's things you can roll where it's not just a success, but you can get other things that come out of it. They're called opportunities.
The 5 elements and those kind of,
You have a dice pool and you make decisions in your dice pool. Yeah, it's a different game. It's a little more complicated than like D&D would be, and it's definitely more of a narrative system, which I'm a fan of too. So
yeah, but we like that better.
Yeah,
it's similar to what I like about Warcry as we go, shift gears into that again. That initiative dice system that they have to see who goes first. That your dice, you roll 6, you see who goes first, and those dice also give you your opportunity to use your abilities in addition to a wild dice. And just looking at the new armies and the new cards that we've got, really cool. And that initiative system, I think, is what makes the game for me.
It gives you a different tactical selection once again.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And so, I guess my mic is dead. Okay, I'm gonna get rechargeable batteries. Is that better production?
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, and then I shifted back to Warcry, sorry.
No, it's all good. Warcry's been played a lot lately.
But I think we're gonna see that played more too, and I'm hoping that they have some stuff at Gen Con for it that we can see. I'm looking forward to playing games, which I know you said you didn't like doing as much.
Yes, I don't play a lot of games at Gen Con. I go there to scope things out. I check out products.
I'll definitely do the vendor hall and all that. I like playing games with people I don't know.
I can live in the vendor hall for 3 days and not see everything.
Well, when does that open?
Thursday, 10 a.m.
Okay, so it opens first. They don't wait for it.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
See, when I went to Gamma, you had to go to 2 days of seminars, and then they opened the vendor hall.
No, vendor hall opens Thursday at 10 a.m. It's open every day.
Okay.
And I think the last time I went to the con 2 years ago for the 50th anniversary, I actually managed to kind of I went solo a lot and skipped some booths that weren't really into what I was looking for, and managed to see the majority of the vendor hall in 2.5 days.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, then we can do that. I like doing that.
Yeah,
so that's
it's a lot of fun, and I mean, just seeing what new products are coming out, seeing what other products we can carry. I mean, we run a local game store in addition to this, and so it's always fun to see what new things we can bring in the house. The Norse Foundry guys will be there too. We should mention them.
Oh, I love those guys. They make the coolest dice.
Yes, Norse Foundry makes a bunch of metal and gemstone carved dice. They're usually at Gen Con. I hope they're there this year. We'll look them up when we get out there. And if so, I mean, they're just a blast to talk to. They make great products. They love gaming, and they're really passionate about the dice that they do. So, and that's once again, it's what I love about going to cons like this. Is
now I'm gonna get a set of dice though.
Yeah, you meet people who just share the hobby, share the love of the hobby, share the passion for the hobby, and you get to interact with them for like 4 days, and it's just a blast. I mean, you go to the restaurants and the bars, and they've changed the names on their menus to nerd-related stuff. A lot of times it's Star Wars. Star Wars is still mainstream enough that they can do it and feel comfortable, but you'll go in and find something that have drinks named like mana potions and healing potions and things like that, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's exciting. We leave early in the morning, so
way too early tomorrow morning.
We may need to shut this down so we can go to bed.
Yeah, I know it's a thing. Got a long way to travel. Got to play some L5R after this. But I think that's really it in this week's news. Like, we're really just gearing up for the con. We're gonna hopefully come back with a ton of information.
And hopefully we shoot some live video at the con. So
yes.
Kind of stay tuned.
Yes.
Throughout the week, be ready for some maybe just random drops.
There'll be some little snippets, probably little 2-3 minute videos as we're there, and we have some big plans for Chaotic Knight Network going forward for both this show and a show we're going to be bringing in on Saturdays before our battle reports, where we do unboxings. And so hopefully after Gen Con we'll have a lot more information we can give out.
It's going to be unveiled after Gen Con 2.
Yep.
We've got two other guys and myself are going to sit on a panel, and we're going to wait for you guys, and hopefully.
And we're planning that Friday night still, or is that a
day to be determined?
Okay, but we will go. We will go back to 5 days a week for streaming. So we're at 4 right now. We're going to go back to 5, yeah, we're just looking to grow and continue doing this. If you guys haven't done so already, please follow us on Twitch TV. And if you have a subscription you want to hand out to us, we'll gladly take that from you. And if you have Amazon Prime and you don't know this already, your Twitch Prime account, or your Twitch account can link to your Amazon Prime account, and it becomes a Twitch Prime account for free. And you can give out a free subscription every 31 days. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps benefit the streamers. Also, look for us on YouTube under the Kaotic Network. You can subscribe to us there for free. That goes a long way with us as well. Watch our videos or anything you've missed here. You can catch up on any past videos for KNN, for Out of the Box, for Immersion, for Dungeon Delvers, our board game show right now, and Legacies of War, our battle reports for 40K and Age of Sigmar. We're bringing a lot more battle reports in the near future too. We're getting all the logistics of that worked out. Turns out, a lot of logistics in getting people with painted armies together to film games. But we have big plans to quadruple at some point the number of battle reports we bring every week. So we're bringing a lot more of that content as well. And if we could, I don't know, maybe some point down the road, get another RPG group that wants to do something, I don't know, maybe Pathfinder 2. Maybe we'll throw something like that on here too. So.
Lots in store. Really exciting. This week, though, we are taking a break. There is no out of the box after this, so don't stay tuned for that. That'll be back next week.
And instead, and the next couple of days, the next 4 days, then we'll have some Gen Con coverage. Probably starting tomorrow night once we touch down and get down to the convention hall and get a chance to look around.
Okay, tomorrow.
Assuming we can make the tech work.
We'll be charging our phones. Other than that, we will be back next week, though.
Yes, we will.
And bring you kind of a synopsis of what happened at Gen Con, just maybe a snippet, and then anything that's coming up. All the other warbands for Warcry release.
All the warbands for Warcry release next week. The 3 revealed ones. Let's say that. Yeah. The Crows, the Serpents, and the Unmade. So they're awesome.
So we'll take a look at those. Maybe we can even get our hands on them. But we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, until next week. We'll see you next week, 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time here for KNN. Thanks for joining us. Throw us a follow. Check out the Discord. Go to our website. Find out all of our social media at chaoticnight.com. We will see you next week.
See you guys.